Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Yes, it is Tuesday. Yesterday the markets were closed, and welcome back to another day trading recap video. Like I said, it's Tuesday, June 21st, so it's a short week here. And let's dive right into it because today was a little chaotic. I traded 7 tickers today, and I almost never trade this many. Usually when I'm trading, 5 or 6 tickers, I'm like, all hell is breaking loose. And today I went a little crazy. So here it is. Here's all 7 tickers I traded, and thankfully I'm actually up today, 747 and 80 cents. Now this is a little crazy because look how insane my statistics are here. Here's all the tickers I traded. If I go to where is it? Here, my running P&L for the day. I imported my trades. Look at this. I started red, never really that bad. It was never that bad in the red. And then eventually I had a really nice trade. I think it was on UAVS. I had a great, $800 trade, and that really plopped me up to like 780. And then market opened. I had a $1,000 loss. It was pretty reckless, put me right back down to like 150 on the day. So basically right where I started, I had a double bottom. And then I kept on trading. I worked my way out of the hole back to a double top, and then I kind of went ahead and called it, although I could have kept trading CEAD, but it was already post 10 o'clock. I did do a few more trades around 10:06, but I didn't trade anymore with conviction or size. And you could actually see that in my stats. We'll talk about these right now. My average position cost here a little bit lower than I would like. I think it was because like near the end of the day, I pretty much went ahead and called it. And then we also had a few trades that just popped up really quickly. I didn't get size on. There's like a few sub-dollar tickers. So I think that kind of reduced my size because I did have some bigger size trades as well. So largest winner, 600, largest losers, 900. So that was, a proper $1,000 loser. That was pretty devastating. I wasn't really able to keep, a lot of my profits today. So that was a little stressful. But technically, and I think I need to add a new stat for this, if I made $747, my average position cost here is $6,800. Technically, I had an over 10% profit day based on my average position size, more like 11, maybe 12 even percent. So that's actually pretty good. You can see here I did 17 trades, so not even that many, and just in general, like small scratches, a lot of small scratches, and then UAVS. This is where the big winner was. Market opened. I did a backside trade. Red to green. I should actually update this one because really what it was a failed red to green, but it was technically on the backside. So it was below the 9 EMA on the 1 minute and below the 9 EMA. On the 5 minute as well, and there was no 5 minute breakout or anything. So let's just go ahead and refresh that, and you'll see I went ahead and added the red to green there. And then I was able to get back my profits here on CEAD, but I wasn't really able to properly dig myself out of the hole with it. I didn't, I sized up pretty okay, but the last trades on it were a mess, and I should have done a lot better on CEAD. I think this is going to be a really interesting ticker to talk about, so that's going to be a bit of my focus here. And then just overall quickly on the price charts, let's just go to June. We're in June. Starting off the short week here. Green, remember Friday I took off because I take the trading day before a 3-day weekend off. So that basically turns all my 3-day weekends into a 4-day weekend. It was great. I didn't really relax that much. I went to the lake a few times, twice actually, which was really nice. But ultimately I was working on Trade Journal. A lot of, if you guys know, we just onboarded a lot of new junior developers. So it's been crazy over here. So let's see. Let's actually start with, this is a little crazy. I don't even know where to start. Let's just start with exactly how I traded today, and that is with ADN. So ADN popped up. This was actually our lead gapper today for a bit. I didn't really find it so interesting just because it was low volume. It was kind of like, I feel like the more you traded this one, the more red you were going to get based on my trading style, just because the breakouts were weak. The volume was high on the sellers. So it just wasn't a really nice ticker overall, and it was really not even up that much, like 20%. So this is a ticker I often trip over myself a lot on, and I was actually down like 300 on this one. I didn't close, it popped back up, and then I closed for a small loss just for this one to keep crawling up. So I never really had any flow on ADM, which is fine. That's just how it is. BKSY popped up. Daily chart also not really that interesting down here. 5-minute chart, yeah, it's okay. There was decent, front side potential here, but I also had like a red first trade on this one. Couldn't really get into my flow. I didn't love the volume that much. It was just a little overall choppy. I got to say the open wasn't bad on this one though, because look at this open right here. I just want to point this out. Really nice 5-minute breakouts. We have a new 5-minute high. We're above the 90 EMA on the 5-minute, and we're above the 90 EMA on the 1-minute. We're having a 1-minute pullback, and then we pop up here 6%. This right here was what I should have been trading when I was trading UAVS. This was a home run trade. So BKSY, if you did that trade, big congratulations to you. That's amazing. Then let's see, I traded HCTI as well. A lot of tickers today. This was crazy. HCTI had one of the biggest flushes I have seen. Well, actually, we've seen a lot of 20% flushes recently, but this is like a huge wick. I mean, that's like a wick of the wicks. That's disgusting. On the daily, relative volume was nice. I should probably open the news here if you guys want to see the news just really slightly, but I haven't been so focused on the news lately, you guys know. Let's zoom out one more time here. 5-minute was okay. You just had to be really quick on this ticker. And luckily I was. I traded HCTI in this area. For some reason it's not popping up, but I could actually show you guys right here my trade. So I traded it right in this area. It was pulling back. Actually, my first trade, I bought into this breakout pretty high. And then I sized in right here, and then I sold into the breakout. So this was a really, really nice trade on HCTI. And I think it was even a pretty solid win here. Could have been more. It was like a 2% win. Okay, I remember it being a little bit better. So I guess wow, that was actually a bit of a fumble for how fast it actually moved. Big resistance around 1.617, so it wasn't really able to break that and hold it. So that was nasty. It's been selling off. It was a sketchy open. I mean, we were having flushes across the board on the open, so it was tough. UAVS. This is the one. This is the disaster ticker for me, UAVS. So, oh man, this is just so frustrating to look at this ticker. So I went ahead. It was on a really quick pop front side right here. Decent volume. Well, pre-market was okay volume. Could have been more. I bought one of this pullback. Kind of had to cut my losses on this one. It wasn't that great. Or I'm not really sure. It was just more or less a scratch. Let's say UAVS, yeah, small scratch. But then I really sized into this area right here. Really sized into it. It crawls up, and I hold it to like 0.98. So this was like an entry at 0.92 to 0.98. This was a really nice win with about $10,000. It does pull up like another 10% actually, so I could have, talk about selling too soon, but that's fine. Then this is really where I made my fumble here. And look at this again, daily big resistance up here, and it wasn't able to hold it, and it's just been selling off. So today we are trading a lot of tickers that were in the backside or stuck in a range, and they were not able to break to new highs. You always want to be really careful when you're trading tickers like that because like the ideal ticker is when it's at an all-time high, it's on a nice clear front side, and when you look to the left, there's nothing above it, right? Those are the tickers that do really, really well. Or pre-market, they just break through all resistance zones. Maybe they have a consolidation period, but then they keep running. So a lot of these tickers are not really seeing that. Zooming in on UAVS, this is where, so here's that nice profit I had, and this is where I made my mistake. I went for this red to green move, and actually I was nicely profitable for a second. I had an okay entry. Then it pulls off, and I'm like, okay, well, might be like a bear trap. It's going to be a little bit of a Colby shake here. I was expecting a pop. I got stubborn. I don't know if I got greedy, stubborn, both, or what happened, because I was up, almost 7 something on this ticker, maybe 800. I don't remember exactly. Anyway, I'm down here. I'm along 8,000 shares. It's not that crazy because it is a sub dollar. It pops up a little bit. I'm like, boom, here we go. At this point, I recovered a little bit, and I was ready for that rip through a VWAP. It doesn't work, and it flushes again, pops up here. I try to sell my whole size. I didn't get it. Flushes down. I actually buy a little bit more here near the perfect low. Pops up, and I just close my whole size around here. Does pop up a little bit more, which probably would have saved me like 300 or so if I, worked on that if I sold at the perfect high in this bounce, this dead cat bounce. But yeah, it didn't work. So shame on me. I've been saying for a long time, I even have a whole entire monthly recap video that says, do less, make more, pretty much in a nutshell. And that's basically stop doing everything that's unprofitable. Range trading and backside trading for me are not profitable. They haven't been in like 6-10 months. It's crazy. Only front side for me is profitable. So why do I even bother doing it? And for the most part, I've stopped doing it. And then occasionally there's a trade like this where, like I said, I don't know if I was greedy and I was maybe upset that I didn't get this last pop here, and I was trying to maybe make that, miss profit, something that doesn't even make sense, or whatnot. Ultimately, I could have been up like 2,000 on this ticker, but I was only up 700. So maybe I was thinking, let me really size into this one. Let me not miss it again. Ultimately, I was stubborn and, sized into a loser. I'm not even sizing into my winners right now. Why am I sizing into a loser? So this was a well-deserved, $1,000 loss. Kind of annoying, but hey, goes to show like you could still do some pretty bad trading and be profitable. And that's pretty much what happened here. Luckily, I did eventually cut my losses. But tough. I'm not a big fan of UAVS at this point. I mean, this ticker is bag holder central. We were trading it heavy last year, and on a different account, not this account. And yeah, it's been selling off ever since. It's down like 95% from the highs, and I just don't really see this ticker really recovering. It's probably gonna have to do a reverse split at one point. So in the years to come, this might be at $100 or $170 if they do a 10-to-1 reverse split or something like that. Just how I don't think this ticker has ever been 280. Just reverse splits really. So yeah, I'm not hopeful for UAVS, but there is a ticker I am hopeful for, and that is CEAD. But maybe before we talk about EAD, we'll just finish up with CLVS. Just a quick ticker I traded before. Wow, and actually look at that. Beautiful. This ticker really crawled up here. I was kind of thinking we might see more of this one, because in this area, I even wrote in the Discord, I was like, hey guys, CLVS, where did I wrote that literally like 20 minutes ago. Was crawling up here. It was holding this area, and I was like, hey, CLVS looks pretty nice. So yeah, it had a huge blow off top, 40% run. Man, we've been seeing some really nice runners. And look at this. On the daily, perfectly pops to the 180-day SMA, a lot of resistance zone right here, and pulled back. So kind of cool. In regard to this ticker, I just traded this breakout move right here, and then I traded this pullback. I kind of caught a falling knife, popped up, sold because it was struggling. And the saying, breakout or bailout, I wanted to see quicker resolution. Didn't get it, so I sold. Luckily, I was slightly green on CLVS. Just a lot of like nonsense. That's why I'm not really focused on any one of these tickers too much. A lot of nonsense here. And then SIDU. Did we talk about SIDU? There's so much going on that I almost don't even remember. If we didn't talk about it, let me just pull it up here. This was the ranging ticker. I don't think I talked about it. Yeah, this ticker was ranging here. For some reason, my trades aren't popping up. I traded it right here in this area. Basically, what happened was, and look at this, no relative volume, very low relative volume, so that's not really nice on the daily. 5 minute, it's choppy. It's not really, it's like a triple chop, like a head and shoulders here. That's a bearish pattern. So what I did here, and this was a range trade, and I was really thinking about this for a while. Alex, should you take this trade? And here's what happened. So 5 minute. It's a 5 minute. It's a front side setup right here. We're basically in this 5 minute candle. So technically, this is a good setup because we're having a nice pullback after a big breakout. Volumes, selling off, so the sell volume is a little bit lighter, which is good. But on the 1 minute, this is actually a bad pattern because it's below the 9 EMA, and technically it's on the backside. But 5 minute, it's a front side. 1 minute, it's a back side. Overall, it's ranging right here. So it has support, but it has resistance. So I went for a simple, classic mean reversion trade. That is basically long-term capital management, LTCM, that hedge fund that went bust. Their whole strategy was about mean reversion, where if something deviates too far from the mean, they buy it or short it and cover or sell it when it returns. So that's basically what I was doing here. The 9 EMA is the mean, and it was extended here, popped up, I sold. It was extended again, popped up, I sold. Now, it sounds very easy, but this is a strategy where you will trip over yourself a million times. You'll cut your losses right before the bounce. It's not something I love to do. There was a time this was my bread and butter, but I felt a little bit dirty doing this trade because this is one of those things that net I'm negative at, so I probably shouldn't do it, but I felt like a good opportunity, and there wasn't a lot of opportunities pre-market, so I went for it, and hey, you know what? I'm green on it. So that was CEAD, just up slightly on it. You'll see it here as well, slightly up on CEAD. So yeah, that's pretty much all the tickers. And then CEAD. This was the last ticker I traded on the day. This one popped up. I think actually Tom called it out in the Discord, so thanks Tom for that. And I'll quickly cover this one. High relative volume. This one checks all the boxes here. Has a catalyst, looks like. Letter of intent. Potential 10 million in revenue. Okay, that sounds really good. Building products company, 8 million shares outstanding, 16 million market cap. Check, 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 check. Go to tradejournal.co/start and you'll see my checklist there at step number 2 or step number 3, I think it is actually. You'll see my whole entire checklist of what I'm looking for pre-market tickers. This thing checks everything. And, you know, right now it's like ripping again, but beautifully, you know, breaking through big resistance zones. Problem is, it's not an all-time high, but hey, you know, it's doing pretty okay. It's not necessarily like a super old ticker with a lot of back holders. Might have a lot of back holders, but it's not like a super, super new ticker. And this is the first time it's really popping. This is the first big green day. I love it. So I noticed what's going on. I noticed the volume here is like really nice. So I start getting aggressive in this area. I got aggressive here and I got aggressive here, but I closed this one at like 1.73. And then like, look at this. This was a huge mistake of mine. I closed it right here. It was like, what was it? This was ridiculous. It was 958 or 959. And I was like, you know, I'm pretty much done trading. This doesn't look so good. Why? Volume is fading. This is perfect. This is like everything we're looking for. 5-minute is beautiful, right around 9:55. Look at this, 5-minute setup. Perfect 5-minute setup. For no reason. There's no reason I should have closed this. You want, as a front side trader, you don't want to guess if a ticker is going to continue its front side. You might want to manage your risk as it gets extended, but you don't want to overguess yourself and cut losses or cut a trade for no reason. You want to ride the wave. You want to ride the momentum. This strategy is basically a child strategy of trend following, which is all about following the trend. At this point, I'm trying to predict the trend, and that's where I mess up here. And I close this position again for no reason. And look at that. Boom. In one candle. One candle after I close, it pops up. This is a 10% move, 11% move. So boom, that could have been a home run trade right there. I was long 6,000 shares. Yeah, that could have been over like $1,300 profit right there. Just doing nothing different, just sitting down. I could have made $1,000 right there. So boom, 1 minute, you know, hesitation right here. I could have sized in right there, buying high, but that's fine. You know, big volume, 5-minute breakout. Everything is telling me to buy. I don't buy. It pops up again. So if I was still holding, you know, this could have been like a $20 or a $2,000, $3,000 trade. Pops up again. I finally trade it, and I just scratch right out. I'm like, ah. And I try to trade it again, scratch right out. It pops up, and I'm like, I'm done. At this point, I'm trading. I don't know what I'm trading. I'm not trading the ticker, that's for sure. So that was a little bit disappointing. Like, I feel like I really didn't do good trading today. I cut my losses on UAVS at the perfect low after trading backside, red to green, which I shouldn't have been doing. On CEAD, you know, I'm cutting my trades before the continuation, before there's any reason to cut my losses. So, you know, the fact that I'm up today over 10%, which is like a good trading day, is kind of insane. It kind of blows my mind that I'm even green today, how poorly I traded. Not to mention I traded 7 tickers, which is just like overwhelming. But I guess the running P&L, I think the running P&L really reflects that. I never have this hectic trading unless, you know, the market and me, there's some sort of like misalignment, and I just felt like the market was a little all over the place. There were so many tickers, and then I was not really in a flow. So I was like, oh yeah, this is a good trade, or oh, like, you know, let me try chasing this one. So, you know, on a day like today, especially like a Monday, or it's not Monday, but hey, it's like the first trading day of the week, you know, get green, and then it's never a bad thing to just maybe sometimes call it, especially if you're already up 10%. based on your average size, because that's a really good day. I rarely go like over 15+% of my position size. Then again, as a trader, you don't want to limit your upside. You only want to limit your downside, right? You want to have a max loss on the day where you stop trading, but you don't want to have necessarily a max profit on the day. I know I sure don't, because then I will never have, you know, a blow away day. Obviously, that's not really my goal, but I don't want to limit my profits. Statistically, that's a really bad idea. So yeah, lots to contemplate there. Anyway, leave your comments below. I would love to hear how you traded today, especially with CEAD. Did you guys get really aggressive on it? With UAVS, did you see that ticker and you were like, am I going to do a red to green on this ticker? Or you're just like, this is a backside ticker. I don't want to trade that. I'd definitely love to hear your feedback, even if it's, you know, relative to my trades or not, or, you know, your trades. All right, guys, that's it for me. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you then first thing tomorrow morning for the Wednesday day trading recap. Like always, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.